Well, now to the astonishing pictures of a raid on a jeweller's and the amazing actions of a shopkeeper determined to fight off the robbers.
Yes, John Bradley needed surgery on his hand after tackling the masked raiders at a shop in Saltaire near Bradford. He had £200,000 worth of jewels in his safe when the men burst in wielding an axe and a samurai sword. Lisa Adlam's report starts with the violent scenes captured on CCTV.
Turning the tables on a gang of armed robbers. There was no way John Bradley was going to stand by and let tens of thousands of pounds worth of his merchandise be stolen.
I look at that and I think I won, they lost, and that's it really. The fact they didn't steal anything, the fact they got a little bit of a hiding, that's the result, quite frankly.
The amazing CCTV footage was shown in court this week as a man accused of being the gang's getaway driver was cleared of being involved in the raid on Dot the Jewellers in Victoria Road last September. The masked men are still on the wanted list. Mr. Bradley, whose fingers were cut when he grabbed the sword from one of the gang, says he knows he was taking a risk, but he'd do it all again.
If it doesn't kill you, it makes you stronger, as the saying goes. So I think we're looking at this as a positive. It's a case of they didn't get anything, they lost. We've learnt an awful lot from this, which I hope I'll never have to use again, but we've got experience now.
John Bradley ending that report by Lisa Adlam. Amazing pictures there. Well,
Next tonight, I don't think I've ever seen anything like this. It's incredible footage of the day when a local jeweller beat off an attack by two raiders at his shop in Saltaire. 40-year-old John Bradley says he's angry and frustrated that no one's been convicted 7 months after what you're about to see.
Well, today a 28-year-old man was cleared of being the getaway driver in the attempted robbery. But Look North can show for the first time how Mr. Bradley confronted two other raiders who've never been caught. Our crime correspondent John Cundy reports.
A busy street in historic Saltaire just before 10 o'clock on the morning of September the 11th last year. And this was about to happen at this jeweller's. Two raiders, one threatens John Bradley with a sword. Jewellery cabinets are smashed. Mr. Bradley wrestles away the sword as cabinets are overturned. Then he goes for the raiders. The robbers flee with nothing.
You've got an option just to stand there and be attacked, or try and cause them some grief.
John Bradley has been a jeweller for 15 years, 3 of them in Saltaire.
It's unfortunately a very sad fact that jewellers who do cooperate still get violently assaulted, and in a couple of cases we've got a couple of cases where they have been murdered, even though they're cooperated with armed robbers. So if somebody comes into a jeweller's, you have to unfortunately think the worst nowadays.
6 months on, as things stand, nobody's been brought to book for this. How frustrating is that?
Very. Also, what makes the frustration greater is I think the police actually did a very good job.
John Bradley says the 60 seconds or so were horrifying, but he didn't have time to think about what he was doing.
I can take comfort in the fact that we did get a little bit of justice and it was dished out on the day, so it wasn't that I was being victimised too much. If anything, I think they came out of it in a worse situation than I was.
Empty-handed, but the jewel robbers of Saltaire remain on the run. John Cundy, BBC Look North.
Incredibly brave guy, wasn't he?